Final day at the 2022 ILCA 6 Masters World Championships, and there were some changes at the top of the fleet. One light and one medium race were sailed just before the cut-off time, and we have two great interviews for you. Final day at the ILCA 6 Masters World Championships here in Port Villata. You can probably hear behind me, the party's already started. Man to my right, Grandmaster. That sounds very good, doesn't it?
It does.
A champion. Can you just tell us a little bit about your regatta before we all get very drunk?
Yes. Well, the regatta was fantastic. We had wind every day. The forecast originally was not so great, but in the end, we were hiking virtually every race.
I always believe the nowcast rather than the forecast.
I know, it was not what they thought, and the race committee did a great job because we sailed late the other day and finished late, but we were in the straps virtually every race.
Yeah, I mean, blue skies, lots of heating, it's going to come.
It got a little hot from time to time when we were landing on shore, so a few people had to deal with that, but you know, I love it here. It's a fantastic place to sail.
I'm in t-shirt number 4 already. It might be number 5 by the end of the evening. Can you just tell us a little about main rivals and how you put together the regatta?
Yeah, we had a guy that I hadn't met before. His name is David. I don't remember. He's from Australia, from Perth. Fantastic fellow. And he gave me a real run. And we had another fellow from Argentina that was really strong. And then my mate, Andrew, that was my training partner through the winter. So the 4 of us battled for the 3 spots. So it was,
and 4 into 3 doesn't go. 2012 Olympic Games.
Yeah, someone was going to not be super happy, but we had a great battle all the way to the end. And I won by like a few points, and he was second by a few points. And then Andrew was unfortunately the 4th, but excellent fleet, good fun racing.
And do you think doing the previous week in the ILCA 7s helped, hurt, or somewhere in between?
I'd say somewhere in between. It's a long haul, but you did start to sort of try and see the trends a little bit more, but it's a long haul. I think this is probably the only time I'll do this. I don't think I'll do this again. Too much. In
2016, I did a week here coaching and a week after, and I found that too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. It's pretty hot, and it's just a lot of sailing in a few weeks, so this will be the last time I do that, I think.
Famous last words. Well, thanks again, and it's dinner time.
Yeah, thanks for that, John. All right.
So the most intense battle of the ILCA 6 World Championships was undoubtedly in the Legends division. The man to my right is going to tell you the full story. First of all, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Chris Boom from San Francisco, and I started sailing lasers in 1970 when my good friend Don Trask called me and said, "Hey Boomer, I've got some boat I think you'll like." And we went to Alameda, and he had 10 boats on a trailer, and we sailed them. And that's now where we practice out of too.
And it was obviously right by the fact you're still sailing them.
Well, I work for Variant Winches for big boats and stuff. So I started sailing in the 70s, and I raced in the first 2 World Championships, and then but I had like 15 and 20 year gaps. So I'm just coming back to it now, and I realized I should have never left.
I'm so pleased to hear you say that. And just tell us about your week. I mean, it was a pretty frantic final day.
Yeah, we had actually this is the first regatta I ever had a coach. I had Luke Elliott from Australia. And
Swifto to his friends.
Swifto, yeah, he was fan. He was so patient with us old guys. I mean, watching his drop sheets and stuff like that. But
well, some of the young guys, we do that as well. And I can tell you, he was pretty excited to be watching that last race.
Yeah. Well, he and Thomas Saunders were betting when I would hit a mark or tip over or something like that. But at our meeting, I said, well, I can win if Bill's got a black flag and I beat him in the next race. And he got a black flag in the first race, and I got ahead of him and worked I was dead tired. Bill Symes, he dropped one race because he didn't have hydration. He is the gold standard still.
And that's a lesson to us all, the electrolytes, the fluid. I mean, you couldn't drink too much, could you?
I never drank as much as, without having a beer, I never drank as much as I ever this week. And it really helped. Again, that was, Luke. Luke was helping, but I can't say enough about Symes because I went down to ISA in January, went to a clinic that Bill ran, and realized how much I didn't know and how much I should have remembered. And and then I was training back home with John Andron, who won the last race today, and another guy, Al Sargent, and we were kind of, well, we'll try to get on the podium with Bill, you know, and then because he had his problem with the hydration race, then he was over early, and all of a sudden the last race we started and he was a little late because of the
to play it safe, I guess.
Yeah. And then I had a lead on him, but I know he passes me. He's passed me like 3 times on the last little reach before the leeward mark. So I was working very hard, and it was basically in the first Laser Worlds, I was 3rd. It took me 48 years to move up 2 spots on.
That's amazing.
But it's really fun group of people. I feel blessed to be able to be at age 75 to be able to do this kind of thing. I know
we're so happy to have you guys with us.
Yeah, there's so many people that don't have the health to do what we do, and it just really is a blessing, and to have so many good friends is fantastic.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time. Just for the folks at home, they finished 2nd and 3rd in the final race, and it was who beat who for the world title. That's pretty impressive stuff. And
I didn't expect it, I'll tell you, but I'll take it. But Bill, really, he's still the gold standard in our fleet. We have to work harder.
Well, there's Thailand next year, but I think it's probably beer time.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Many congratulations to all the world champions. Chris Boom in the Legend Fleet, Jeff Loosemore in the Great Grandmasters Fleet, Al Clark in the Grandmaster Fleet, Ian Gregory in the Masters Fleet, and finally John Emmett in the Apprentice Masters Fleet.